hard for a wanderer to find rest in this world.
Trailblazers from the Astral Express, welcome to the Dreamscape Sandstorm. Long time no see, Diamond. I've already made the necessary preparations. Be careful, though. We did pass, however. This Dreamscape veteran gamers call this type of dream a thrill dream. Luckily, I just so happen to be an excellent doctor. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she left.
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the... In my estimation, there is no question about it.
Murder. Such a foreign word to us. In a dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer. At worst, you'll still wake up and
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough.
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties. You are guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If we had a little more time, I could have even convinced her I was Sheepe the Harmony. Then, on to the next order of business.
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection. I've been watching. You stole a glance at me when you first entered the hotel. You followed me wherever I went inside. My dear, do you have a crush on me? I left a puzzle for you near OT Mall. So don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets...
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me. The address that the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought. Such a direct act of provocation is enough to get...
Madam, forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of war.
What a frightened look you have.
Oh, seems like I can't escape.
If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask.
Who was the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari. Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large Shamari collapsed on the spot.
Ooh, that sounds just like
Who are those two little guys?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from elsewhere and deliberately placed them here. Those two have clammed up.
Looks like a puzzle that sparked.
Any leads yet?
This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. Well, they didn't even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us.
Where's Mr. Shamari right now?
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Best not to bother him. Guess the...
Oh, I'm afraid by the time we find him,
Looks like we'll have to play this.
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the... Mr. Coldfeet, why'd you do it?
so they can talk after all.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you.
The Sparkle murder case?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other...
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into this.
Never heard of it. Sounds made up.
Miss Sparkle was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Gold Hammer residence today. Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer. My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort some... They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their...
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Huh?
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be one murderer.
If you can't justify...
That's it! Those 3 were all vying against...
that actually doesn't...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues that... I've got the case file right here. If you want to learn... Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the 3 suspects. Lifton is one of Miss Sparkle's chief lieutenants, whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilate. Then there's Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He last of all comes right. This guy was so insatiably greedy.
Hang on, I'm confused.
What? Where did you get that idea from?
That won't be necessary. I've memorized.
No wonder you're a memo keeper.
Look, an ID card.
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from...
Holy moly!
Miss Sparkle also used it to attack...
I'm barely able to lift this using both hands. Is that all the evidence? Oh, you scared me!
The 2 pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack, but there are still some other clues that...
Isn't that a bit...
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene.
Seems quite nice of her, if you ask me.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. What's this little device here for?
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. That's the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Miss Sparkle also has her own button.
That sounds like...
Correct.
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask me why?
okay.
Because
This is nuts! What's this?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard.
Have you ever heard of something called a red herring?
I see.
That's just in case you didn't realize the engine.
I see.
Yep.
This notice.
That sounded like a story from ancient times.
This is so her style. Doesn't look like there are any more clues.
Next, should we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? Lefton, that guy lost his hand. Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after... I remember this one best.
Why don't we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't?
If you put it like that, then do you already have some... So, who exactly... Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after...
Poor guy. He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bed. That would suggest that
So, who Lefton...
Based on the bailiff's statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point Lefton's suspicion level.
By process of elimination, it seems that all...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of...
The murderer is
Babe! You have answered correctly! As expected, you...
Huh? The next puzzle?
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool?
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle. I hope this time we can get a...
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
I told you, it's purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And, as a memo keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Whoa, this place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are...
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo! You finally made it!
We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into?
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking?
Oh, of course not, Sheriff. The way...
Huh.
Let's discuss this difficult case then. The victim...
Her again? Sparkle rip.
Oh, for the laughter. If you undercut me one more time, Miss Sparkle came to the fashion store to buy herself a brand new tie. After a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see. There were 3 suspects on the scene. Namely, a Pepeshi shopkeeper named Trent, a Foxian gambler named...
Our old friends.
It's not just to aid your memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart.
Miss Sparkle is so gracious.
Based on surveillance footage, witness testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer...
You're too lazy.
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk...
Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more. Your tickets for Robin's flight? Let me introduce the ident. First of all, is the shopkeeper, right? He's one of the Pepeshi people. Next up, you have the merchant, Lefton. Finally, there is the gambler, Zhongshan. That's all the information we have.
That won't be necessary. And there's the tie.
That skit before said that the deceit...
The tag on the tie reads, only for...
That's not how you...
There's an accounting book lying on the ground.
On the title page is written Chen Katong.
This Chen Katong...
So, it's just like...
Miss Sparkle doesn't want...
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? A little stool that seems quite normal.
The footprints, which are half...
Perhaps it's just... What's that?
Mr. Sampo, take a look.
Somebody...
Even among the fools I know.
Have you dealt with many?
No, only a handful. After all.
This...
Open it up and take a look.
There's a ring inside.
Because this ring was found inside the victim's...
In the victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective, but...
Have you found out who the killer is?
Just some shallow intuition. Anyway...
Oh, for the laughter! Didn't think I...
Pretty much.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. Then go ahead.
In my opinion, there is no murderer for this case.
What do you mean by that?
It doesn't. Looks like Miss Sparkle is more careful than I thought. This stool is a...
That's right! That Miss Sparkle's business failed, and she was on the brink of bankruptcy. As she passed by, and those three all looked happier than her. And so she stole Lefton's tie, placed Zhongshan's ring in her mouth. What a tragedy! If it weren't...
Is something wrong?
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence point... Mr. Assistant Detective.
Ah, I see. Sheriff.
Correct, Detective Sampo.
Sheriff, the murderer is right. The evidence is that...
Yes! For the laughter!
Dead. Right from the start, there...
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff is he...
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a...
I take it so seriously! Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. Anyway, since our genius detective...
So that's it? This is just...
Then I wish you both the best. Oh yes, if you're not in a hurry.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now?
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo.
A murder in a locked room?
As expected.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle. The butler, Zhongshan, said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed.
As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened.
The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying.
Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood.
Besides us and Zhongshan, the butler, Lefton the cook, and
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is... Why don't you skip all this rigmarole?
wait up.
Oh,
No cheating!
huh. Mr...
No, it's...
Let's go. Can't keep...
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up, wait up. Miss Sparkle.
Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama. The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it? Also, if you're interested in the locked room case that the memo keeper ignored, you can try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troupe, nor...
Hey! Dear Memo Keeper and Mr. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon?
No murder case that's...
Sometimes it's nice to...
What?
Womp womp. wrong. The correct answer is Sparkle. When sleepy in the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs so naturally. She's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon.
What the heck was that jibber-jab?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as...
Eternal sleep is not the evidence.
And return!
What do you want to know? Ill tidings manifest.
Don't mess with me.
I'll see you off. Hide.
Destiny's hand has truly blessed me. Ill fate descends.
Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Ill tidings manifest.
I'll see you off.
Ill fate descends.
Holy smokes! Huh? No voices? This guy's pretty quiet.
Wait. Don't... Something's off.
Miss! You killed Sparkle! How is this possible? How can people die inside Penacony's dreamscape? In the Garden of Recollection. What did you do? You did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Oh, I understand. You refused to...
There is no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. There's no need to take such great pains. You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another...
This? If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence.
The hint for the final question was...
Oh, you mean the locked...
all the painstaking effort. The key to solving the puzzle lay in 2 pieces of information put forward by the... Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw 2 but based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the... That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. The answer is simple. At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. And so, when he learned this piece of that's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible. To confirm, of course, this is just a simple mind game. Which means it's you, Mr. Sampo.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the The truth does not lie.
Exquisite reasoning. And
Another answer?
the great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom, was not the murderer.
What a pity. Such a pity. Miss Sparkle's body. Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle. Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body...
Why not? Miss Sparkle...
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo, then?
Beautiful lady. I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great... You take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other. Seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me?
Oh? Am I
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late... If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying. Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather the one who hired you to come to Penacony
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try...
Memo Keeper. Did you think...
Why not?
My dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo? Sampo. Who?
This is Bellabog, right?
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on some...
What a special dream this has been. But did you notice it's nested? That's the end of Miss Blackswan. I also found this dream. So, if we meet again, I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. Things in our dreams cannot be trusted. Let alone someone else.
Really? I wouldn't do anything to her.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything. Shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting... Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, third barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Eurelos.
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense. Sometimes even an old-timer like me feels like...
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who...
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks, isn't something old Sampo can... Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Fine, I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so... Why, so...